I can't sleep, so we're just gonna do it. Don't even look up the time in Spain right now, girl. Okay, we're doing Johnny Depp and Kate Moss. This is part one. If you have not watched the Winona series, please stop and go find it. Do your homework, okay? So Johnny Depp and Kate Moss are after Winona Ryder. They were titled the most destructive couple of the 90s. Yes, yes, yes. Johnny and Kate met +8. John and Kate, no, Johnny Depp and Kate Moss met in 1994 in New York City, in a cafe, like a super trendy cafe, blah, blah, blah. And Kate Moss said, when the moment I met him, the moment we spoke, I knew that we'd be together. But I'm looking at him right now and I'd be like, I know that we're going to be together. Look at him. Duh. The waitress is probably like, and the moment we spoke, I said, I know that we're going to be together. Duh. So at the time, Kate Moss was modeling all around the world, and she didn't have like an actual home. She was like basically living out of hotels. And Johnny Depp had just invested in the Viper Room. The Viper Room was a club on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood. And it was like a very trendy place, like A-listers, like everybody in Hollywood like chill there. It's where River Phoenix, unfortunately, overdosed on Halloween in 1993. Let me double check. It was 1993. To all the girls that made fun of me in high school, telling me I look like the Gecko because my head was so big. It's because I was retaining all of this knowledge. Anyway, they were very much a staple of like 90s culture, right? Him being this like superstar and owning this nightclub, the Viper Room, where everybody was like very like, and then her being the supermodel. He was also like dressing very gothic, like dark, with Winona. But with him, he was still very fashionable. Like in the 90s, it was very much more grunge, but he became more like model off duty, a little bit more chic, you know? Back to, okay. So friends that were around them at the time said that they were like always touching, always kissing. One friend was quoted saying they can never keep their like hands, mouth, lips, legs off of each other. So they were very cool with public affection, okay? I mean, they said that they had naked hugs in every of the 63 rooms at the Chateau at the Chateau. She also said in an interview that he presented her with a diamond necklace in between his booty cheeks. I don't know if I'd be like, yeah, thank you. Or like, you couldn't have Pretty Woman this? No. This is Johnny Depp and Kate Moss part 2. So I had just mentioned the diamond necklace, right? Okay. For her birthday, he reportedly filled up a bathtub of champagne for her. I don't even know if that's good for the skin. Just a waste of, bubbly, but whatever. So while they were obviously, very attracted to one another and probably loved each other, I mean, they were together for 4 years, there were rumors about these like infamous screaming matches that they would get into. In 1994, the police were called to the Upper East Side's Mark Hotel. According to police, when they got there, they saw Kate Moss, who was, quote unquote, impossibly intoxicated. And Johnny Depp had trashed the presidential suite. Turned that bitch upside down, broke everything. When the police were like, what happened? He was like, oh, I had to do it. There's an armadillo in my closet. I swear to God, that's what he said. There's an armadillo in my closet. Do you think they found an armadillo? No, there was not an armadillo in the closet. So they were obviously partying very, very hard. He was arrested on charges of criminal mischief, and the hotel billed him $10,000 for damages and repairs. They also did like a ton of editorial shoots, like beautiful. I mean, if you've ever had a Tumblr account, you've seen these images. Cute. This one's also extremely popular and gorgeous and beautiful. They both said that their favorite things to do together were smoke cigarettes and drink coffee, right? And Johnny Depp very much introduced her to Iggy Pop, Jack Kerouac, Hunter S. Thompson, and reportedly Kate Moss was like very excited to learn about these things. I mean, she definitely learned and started to appreciate, you know, literature, and he definitely opened her mind. I mean, she was 21, he was 30, you know. At least it's legal. I'm not going to say anything. Oops. You know, but she said that she was excited to learn more about these things because she never felt good enough for Johnny Depp. You were the #1 supermodel in the world. It just goes to show you, too. Every single one of these girls that we talk about, these women, somehow didn't feel good enough for somebody. The mind is a prison that locks from the inside, truly. I'm too good for everybody. I'm going to just start saying it until I believe it, you know? So this pair partied a lot. A lot. I think that was the biggest thing they had in common. Partying. Trying to get fucked up, right? But Kate Moss said that Johnny was like the only person that she like really trusted and was always there for her in her time of need. And I'll talk to you about it in the next part. This is Johnny Depp and Kate, part 3. So like I was saying, Kate had a lot of trust in Johnny. She said in interviews, there's no one that's ever been able to take care of me. But Johnny did that. And she said, and I would believe him. Necesito agua, one moment. So basically, what she would talk about is how whenever she had a question or an issue, whether it was with her career or whatever, she would call Johnny and she would ask him and he would give her an honest response and she would do it. And she would do it. But that's also an indicator of how much she depended on him. She depended on him a lot. And this like codependence that she had with Johnny, very much bled into their home life. They eventually moved in together. They lived together for 6 months in New York, and then he eventually went over to LA and she set up her living situation in his house. Her neediness became an issue in the relationship, reportedly, and Johnny didn't know if she was even his girlfriend at one point or just a place where she could like crash until she figures out what she's going to do. And her partying had become a major issue. Her nickname was the Tank because she would up to 3 grams a night. She would do all that and drink a handle of vodka in one sitting and be fine. Woof. Do you know what I would be? Do you know what I would do if that was me and I tried to keep up with Kate Moss? Here lies Tefi Pessoa, beloved daughter, and sometimes post too much on TikTok. Like, also, let me just say, I don't think Johnny was sitting back and just watching her party, if you know what I mean. They were little troublemakers together, like with the champagne bathtub. That was in a hotel in West London, right? So the tabloids were like, this Portobello hotel or whatever. I almost called it Mushroom Hotel. There's this famous couple, one American, one British, who spent 750 euros. Is that what it is in London? I am not smarter than a 5th grader. I apologize. I apologize so deeply and so greatly, but alas, we must forge her on. It cost 750 euros to fill this tub up with champagne, and then they took one quick dip and then went out for the rest of the night. And the poor maid just had to come and like clean up their whole fucking mess. So does this sound sustainable to you? I'll let you answer. Absolutely not. We're going to talk about their breakup. This is Johnny Depp and Kate Moss, part 4. And I just want to say, there are so many interviews in the 90s, and he's wearing this hat. He loved his hat. Like, what's that game that boys in high school play where they like kick that little pouch over and over again? All the boys wore that. What's it called? Hatchie sack. No, Hatchie is the dog. Hatch sack. Sacky Hatchies. Anyway, so they break up in 1997, right? Oh, God, they're beautiful. A stunning couple. Anyway, they break up in 1997, and Johnny Depp once again says, it was all my fault. He said, I was so stupid because we had so much going for our relationship. I'm the one that has to take responsibility. He says, I was difficult to get on with. That he was more focused on work than his relationship. And that was basically what ended it all. I also feel like, yeah, we talk about how they're partying and we imagine like these like Motley Crue yelling. I want to show you a clip of what they were like together, okay?
I mean, this is obviously a very serious thing that's going on. And, a lot of kids are being killed, and
we've seen
a lot of families being ousted, so this is one I'm real happy to help if I can.
Okay, can you just remind us again what the War Child Project's about?
Well, the charity distributes money to other agencies which take food and set up medical supplies.
I just find it interesting because they both seem like very meek. Remember how Winona Ryder said that what drew her to Johnny is that she was expecting this like TV star dude who's gonna be like maybe like a jerk, and he was so timid and like earnest, like and Kate Moss, I feel like we hardly ever hear her speak. We just kind of see her or like read about her. But they both, it's interesting how people who are in industries where they are very much like thrusted into this limelight and are so successful that are so like quiet and soft-spoken, you know? Kate Moss said Kate Moss said that she cried for years after they ended things. Johnny Depp said that he'd never been that emotional over a woman before, and the way that he spoke about Winona Ryder, I'm like, well, how could this be more emotional? You were a shell of a man. But remember, Tim Burton said that this wasn't the same kind of heartbreak as Winona, where I think that Winona was like the loss of like this innocence that he had with Winona, and then I think Kate Moss was like the loss of this like true friendship. And then he also, wait, Johnny and Kate Part 5. Dive bar hotness. Am I wrong or am I right? I think I'm right. So Kate Moss said that she spent years crying over Johnny Depp. She says that she really lost that gauge of somebody that she could trust. And then she goes, oh my God, the tears. Also, according to Kate Moss, Johnny Depp was the only person in the world that could ever surprise her. He said that for her birthday one year, he took her to his club, the Viper Room, and he had arranged a surprise party for her. And behind the curtains were like all of her friends, her parents, John Galliano. They all came from like London, New York. He had flown them out. And she said, like, I thought I had seen everything that there was to see, but Johnny always showed me more. I think she means effort. And that's what kills me. She also says that one night he was like, get up, we're going out, put on a nice dress. And she's like, oh my God, I don't have a nice dress. This is all that I have on. And she was wearing this like long satin dress. So he got on his knees with a pair of scissors and just cut her a mini dress. And they were just like laughing about it, and they went out. She was like, it was, should I do it in an English accent? It was absolutely wild. Only Johnny could amaze me. You're a wizard, Harry. I have to, sorry. So shortly after they broke up, he started dating his soon-to-be wife of 14 years, or partner. I don't think they ever officially married, Vanessa Paradis, who is disgustingly stunning. So he's never dated an ugly person, ever. Everybody is just gorgeous. But anyway, so apparently after the breakup, he soon started dating Vanessa, right? And Kate Moss did not handle that very well. So to heal, she did what all of us do, right? She started going out and drinking even more, doing even more drugs, and sleeping with both, men, the ladies, the men's, everybody's, right? And some risky behaviors. She said she spent most of 1998 trying to numb the pain. She then learns that Vanessa and Johnny are pregnant with their first child, and she checks herself into rehab. That same year, they see each other at Cannes, right? And apparently they're very affectionate, and people are like, oh my God, they must be back together. And they're like, no, we're not back together. She gets absolutely obliterated at her hotel, starts running around the hotel in a bikini, and trashes her hotel to the point where she is banned from that hotel for the rest of her life. I do not speak French, so I'm going to do the best that I can do. It's the Hotel du Cap. The Hotel du Cap.